Hello everyone and welcome to episode 117 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling Series here on the channel. It's our final tour of 2026, the Tag League here, the World Tag League. Man, this is our 7th Tag League. That's kind of crazy to think about. Gosh, when you think about, this will be our 7th one. So after we run this, we'll have 630 Tag League matches on the series. That's kind of crazy to think about. I'm sure, God, if we look at like the G1 like that, oh my God, it's got to be well over close to 1,000 with how many blocks we've had now and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, this tag league, we're gonna start right off with just the block rundown, talk about what's going on. We have both champions involved in this block. Obviously, when we want the kind of the best of our tag league, but there's some unique kind of combinations here. We also want to have a lot of the groups represented and whatnot, so it's a little bit of a unique bag than what we're used to seeing. For instance, no order destruction, mainly because Will Hobbs, of course, U.S. champion, he's got his U.S. title matchup with Roderick Strong at the final show, so instead, it is Brody Lee and Black Taurus, because Calvin Tankman is still dealing with his problems, and he's going to be out for the month, as I'm sure you can imagine what that is as far as his problems, but we're hoping that he'll get back on the straight and narrow. But for now, Black Taurus, Brody Lee, as the Dark Order team, they got a good chance. They've already faced some of these teams already, so they have that experience and knowledge going into this matchup, up to these matchups, rather. Jesus, as for Brody Lee and Black Taurus, they, listen, they're a bit of an underdog team for this as far as to win it all. But, Brody, he's got the experience, that's for sure. And for him and Black Taurus, it's hard to believe that now they have been, obviously, pretty much since the start of the save, were additions to the company, and now they're pretty much veterans of the company, to think about it from that perspective. So that's kind of wild to think. But, yeah, that's our first team. Second team, as far as 2/3 of the Never Open Six-Man Tag Team Champions, the Diamond K tag team of Kenta and Katsuhiko Nakajima. Fun team here. Obviously, they've had some big matches already. They had the tag team title matchup with Volter and Zack Sabre Jr. Earlier already, so we'll see how they do in the rematch. But as far as for Diamond K, they're looking good. They have the Never Open Six-Man titles. Of course, they have the IWGP Heavyweight Champion in Konosuke Takeshita. We'll see, how it plays out for them. If potentially, because of course those Never Open Six-Man belts, they're free for the 4th. As far as for Wrestle Kingdom, of course they have the New Year's Dash event to worry about, but with the Gauntlet match. But they got a chance to maybe potentially add more gold to the collection if they win this tag league and go on to beat Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter. The third team, Shinsuke Nakamura and Kushida of the Kingdom of Strong Style. Fun little team here, obviously, with Nakamura and Kushida. They are very much the old guard of this tag league. The guys of yesteryear, especially for Shinsuke. To think there's a lot of guys, literally everybody in this tag league that, Kenta, I guess, and Nakajima, never mind, but they were in New Japan. They were, as far as in mainly Pro Wrestling Noah and for K-Office for Katsuhiko Nakajima. But for Nakamura, it really is the kind of old guard of what the New Japan talent, the guys of the 2000s, and obviously him and Tanahashi. But it's hard to believe that as far as those guys are kind of the last of the Mohicans, if you will, for them. And they got it. I mean, Shinsuke. Listen, as far as I don't think Shinsuke's ever won the tag league. I was thinking him and Tanahashi won it one year, but I'm pretty sure that is not a thing. And I don't know why I didn't hit title history over here. There we go. Yeah, don't see. I saw that he won the tag bouts with Tanahashi, but they didn't win the tag league, I don't think. Yeah. That's what I was thinking that they won the tag league because they won the belts at the end of 2004 in December. So that's what made me think. It's kind of crazy. He only won the G1 one time. But Nakamura, this is a chance for him to do something he's never done before in New Japan, which is pretty shocking for a guy that's, obviously 46 years old and has now been involved in the company. Obviously, his first run, then comes back. He came back 2023, I want to say? Or was it 22? Either or. As far as for him to be able to potentially win the tag league, and for Kushida, a man who's won a couple of junior tag leagues, but now for the first time has a potential chance to win the heavyweight tag league, would be pretty cool. The LIJ team, it's not Naito and Yota Tsuji, it's not even Naito or La Sombra, it is La Sombra and Shingo Takagi. As far as the dream, if they end up having a great little run, potentially Shadow Dragon here for La Sombra and Shingo Takagi. Fun team. Two of my favorite guys as far as performers, and sure, Shingo's not at the level that he once was here in the save. He actually was never really the level that I always assumed he was. But for him and Sombra, going to be a fun little team run, especially, with the kind of right away, the next team, I feel like is a great matchup for them. Rush and Ryu Lee of the Bomb Squad. You have, of course, Rush and Ryu Lee, the pairing having that kind of power and speed dynamic, but just they're going to be a problem for a lot of teams. They're going to be a fun team to see run through this tag league potentially. Another guy, in Ryu Lee, who's won a junior tag league, potentially looking to win the heavyweight tag league for the first time. And then for the House of Black, Tyler Black and Shane Strickland. As for Tyler Black, potentially looking to be a tag league winner. As far as him and Shane Strickland, fun team. As far as giving that kind of veteran guidance to somebody like Shane Strickland, a lot of fun to see. And again, they kind of match up well with a lot of different kind of the heavyweight and junior size guys. Which even then, obviously, like Tyler Black is a junior kind of heavyweight size guy of the yesteryears, but now that's not really a huge, as far as driving point for a lot of the heavyweight stars that we have on the roster right now. But he's definitely benefiting from a pretty smaller size lineup compared to some of the yesteryear lineups, when we've had Miro and Brody together, we've had the Order of Destruction together, as far as that type of size is not there, this year. We got Brody, both Brodys, Brody King and Brody Lee. As you see, Brody King with Jay White as far as with House of Torture. So for House of Torture, of course, Jay White has won this tag league now, I think twice. Gosh, I believe it's twice. I believe I was thinking him and Miro and him and Doring won it. Oh no, he's never won it. That's crazy. He's had to been in the finals though. Oh, now let's just take a look here. Tag league. There we go. Because I was about to say, he was in the finals one year. Yeah, it was the Tanahashi Shibata year. That's kind of crazy that he was only in the finals once. But yeah, no repeat winners either, which is kind of crazy to think about. Tanahashi has won it twice in the save. As far as with Ibushi and with Shibata. Yeah, of course, Claudio Castagnoli and Shotaro Ashino, which I believe, were they the next teamed up? No, it was John Moxley and Shota Umino that is here for 8th. Of course, the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions, father and son, if you will, for John Moxley and Shooter. Fun lineup for them. This is, their first time in the tag league. They got the bullseye on them, obviously being the champs, and they're looking to have a great run in their first ever tag league together. And then for the former winners, and a team that's got a great shot of going back-to-back, Shotaro Ashino, Claudio Castagnoli, Suzuki-gun, of course, have the new, as far as the new addition to Suzuki-gun with Chaz Gable and Dominic Arini. Think the eyes are a little bit back on to Suzuki-gun, potentially looking to make a run again as a top group in New Japan, potentially in 2027, and that could start with this tag league to go into 2027 if they win it back-to-back years. And of course, our tag team champions, Walter, Zack Sabre Jr. of United Empire, which that team has been tremendous. They have honestly been one of the MVPs of the year. They've been phenomenal. They've had great matches pretty much throughout. A lot of 99s throughout the way. They've had a tremendous run. What's it been now? I think it's been almost... They won them in June, right? They won them at the Dominion. So yeah, from June on, which is kind of crazy. They've had 2 defenses. But yeah, had the Calvin Tankman Brody Lee matchup, but of course recently the Power Struggle matchup with the Kenta and Nakajima, which was a 99, the best tag match we've had for the tag team titles since the Golden Ace Order Destruction Hiromu Naito match at Wrestle Kingdom, which is kind of crazy. That was the last time we had a 99. As Theodore's knocking stuff all over the place. How fun. But yeah, it's hard to believe we've had a couple the Hiromu Naito Lucha Brothers match. It's kind of wild. Yeah, we've had a couple of. They had Doring and Ashino against the Bucks. Was a 94. That's kind of the first time, looks like, we added over a 90. Damn. Yeah, just wild. Of course, the Chaotic Pitbulls. OGs of the saves. Those fucking, that run they had. It was very fun. Very, very fun. But, yeah, as far as, for them, two-time champs, two defenses, got the big bullseye on them, but they're looking to win a tag league. And, man, they, obviously, if they win the tag league, they get their choice of opponent for Wrestle Kingdom. Wow, we're at the National Stadium for the first show. So, New Japan World, of course. Backstage incident. What is it? Tanahashi's passing on selling tips to Shobo Takebo. As, of course, we also have, on the final show, women's title matchup. As the newest champion, Utami Hayashishita, against Starlight Kid. Little matchup there to build up to that. It's the opening contest. It's only 10 minutes. As Tehonma of the Queen's Quest beating TCS as far as beating Unagi. But the main event is probably... Gosh, there's some great matches here. But it might be this. It might be the Technical Masterclass matchup. Alright, we'll probably pencil this in as now the main event. Champions against Nakamura and Kushida. Walter beating Kushida. Just using the size advantage there. But the little Sombra, Shingo, Tyler Black, Shane Strickland match is a lot of fun too. Tyler Black beats Shingo Takagi, so both those teams, of course, starting off with 2 points, United Empire and House of Black. Kenta Nakajima against John Moxley and Shooter, as Kenta beats Shota Umino in 22 minutes. Another really good match, potentially, as far as, because we know Moxley and Kenta are going to have a pretty good performance, and funny enough, of course, a champion, starting off slow. Who would have thought here in a round robin tournament? Brody King beats Brody Lee here, so House of Torture getting the win over Dark Order. I'm sure they've had a couple of them. Oh, this is their first 2v2, which that makes sense. But yeah, Brody Lee, stamina wise, not the greatest for him. And our Technical Masterclass match, the first match of the tournament, is Suzuki-gun against the Bomb Squad as Ashino beats Rush. This is a first time meeting though. That's going to be a hell of a match. Might even be one of the best matches of the block. That's going to be really, really good. And it's actually, swap that. Bring this down. I want to say this is a first-time meeting as well. Yeah, they've had a multi-man match, but not a straight-up 2v2. That was a couple of years back. That's a first-time meeting. That is also a first-time meeting. Yeah, we, oh no, they beat him at Wrestle Dynasty, duh. Oh, Moxley and Shooter. So a little revenge as well for him. So that's kind of the only big rematch we see here. A lot of these are just first-time meetings. Because of that, let's have it be the co-main. Why not? I like this layout. I like the first night as far as the main and the co-main are the champs. So that's cool. And I think we got a pretty good show. Pretty good first day here. So 75 for the Starlight Kid versus Utami Hayashishita kind of build-up match. As Utami Hayashishita, Tam Nakano, and Tehonma beating the Tokyo Cyber Squad as Tehonma submitting Mari Nagi with the cross heel hook. But yeah, Nakano, best girl in the match. Actually, no, excuse me, Starlight Kid was by far. 76, which she's been tremendous pretty much the whole time she's been with us. Reno, the worst girl in the match. Actually, again, I don't know what the fuck's going on with me. I can't read right now as far as Tehonma was the worst girl in the match with a 60. So, probably shouldn't have had her win, but it is what it is. 81. Wow, I thought that was going to be a lot better. But Ryu Lee and Rush, which Rush, not the most technical sound guy. He's more of a brawler for sure, and probably doesn't really fit this type of matchup. But Ryu Lee and Shotaro Ashino, though, definitely do. My God, they had a great performance. Ashino with the T-bone over Rush, 24:05 and 80 for Brody and Black Taurus against Brody King and Jay White. Jay White, best guy in the match. And Brody went to the Gonzo Bomb over Brody Lee. Brody on Brody violence with a Gonzo Bomb, no less. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, just unfortunately for Brody, I hate to say this now, but he's gotten to the point, it's sad to think that just, obviously him not being with us still, he, at this point now in the save, age just has caught up to him. And that's very shitty to see, as far as, because obviously he's not with us. But it's now coming to a question of eventually, maybe potentially pumping the brakes, as far as more so as a manager role, as the exalted one, more of a figurehead in that sense, as like a manager, as a non in ring competitor, for him, and that sucks because I loved booking him, and obviously I love what we were able to do with him being bringing the Dark Order to the save, and um, it's cool that we were able to give him some big time moments throughout the save. That was a lot of fun. But now, unfortunately, it's maybe time to hand the keys over to because I mean, listen, they're in good hands. The old Dark Order, though. Will Hobbs and Tankman are really coming along. Black Taurus, as you could see there with the 74, did really well. They're still a pretty good group, even without Brody. 85, wow. So yeah, this did deliver. As Summer and Shingo, as far as losing to Shea Strickland and Tyler Black, as Tyler Black with a curb stomp over Shingo Takagi in 24:09. Very good matchup there, though. 92 for Kenta and Katsuki Nakajima defeating Jon Moxley and Shota Umino, as Kenta pinning Shota Umino with the go-to sleep. Good stuff here. Kenta and Nakajima, though. 91-85. Great stuff there. So far, probably the best team as far as performance-wise that we have seen so far. Wow. Main event. Just died a quick death. As Kushida and Shinsuke, not the guys that they once were here, as far as United Empire get the win with Walter pinning Kushida in 23:39. Tough break, though, for the Kingdom of Strong Style. Overall, it was a good show, though. An 85, I'll gladly take that. But, man, the Kenta Nakajima team, I love that those guys are like the same age as Nakamura and Kushida. Actually, obviously, Nakajima, God, it's so weird that obviously he's been in the eyes of Japanese sports fans for over 20 years now, but he's like not even still like an old man. Like he's just now like getting into his late 30s here in the save. It's very, very funny to see. But as far as who to put over, obviously, Kenta and Nakajima, and probably, I was about to say Walter, but maybe not. Maybe Tyler Black, or Sombra, maybe. Yeah, we'll probably go Tyler Black, actually. Not a bad kickoff show. The first day, on to day 2 we go. Alright, as far as day 2, got a couple of backstage incidents, as Nakamura passing on psychology tips to Moroka Takato, Danielson passing on microphone work to Tante Martin, and to psychology tips, passing them on to Jerome St. Piero JSP. So, as far as the undercard matchup for this show, Dark Order, Dragon's Den, of course, building up to the Roddy, Will Hobbs matchup, as tomorrow's going to be Evil. As far as for Evil, of course, the New Japan Strong Openweight Champion, what we're going to do is basically either the last weekend, or the last week, rather, that last Strong taping, will have his big New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup. Maybe even be the same, because it'd be maybe even that first week for Wrestle Kingdom, maybe even potentially have that title match for that show. So, this is kind of potentially what we're eyeing here, but tomorrow beating Evil. So we know this should not be a main event, but hopefully it's a technical masterclass matchup. It is, as far as Ashino and Claudio beating Kushida and Nakamura, so 2 straight losses for the Kingdom of Strong Style. Not a great start for them. And then we'll have, as far as our main event, you gotta love this, as far as the history, with Jon Moxley and Shota Umino against Tyler Black and Shane Strickland. It will be a draw, and it's not going to be a time of a draw, though. It's going to be a, Moxley and Tyler Black brawling into the crowd and then throughout the arena here, and it ends up being a double DQ. So 1 point each for House of Black and Task Force Death, as far as where we're going to run this show. It would kind of be a good idea to at least run somewhere that they can have some room to work with, not Cork and all, as far as that kind of wouldn't make any sense. Though it would be kind of fun to see them go up through the kind of auditorium of Cork and Hall. That would be fun, but just not really necessary. Trying to think here where we should run. I got the World Memorial Hall. We have ran there a couple of times already. Trying to think where else we could potentially run. Yeah, we got the Nagata City Gymnasium. Is there a 5,000 seater? Am I lying? Oh, yeah, the Ishikawa Sports Center. That'll work. That will work. Alright, so, that's our main. Co-main will be Roosh and Riley and Sombra and Shingo. Again, we talked about it when we ran through the blocks. Sombra and Shingo against Roosh and Riley is a very, very fun match. Of course, Riley and Shingo, they have their history, and Sombra and Roosh, they have their history. So it's a perfect kind of mix and blend. Both teams coming off a loss too, so they could use a win here. And Sombra, Shingo going to get the nod. As Sombra's going to beat Riley as well, which that'd be also a very fun match. As Riley's actually unhappy about losing to him. That's high key wild. And then Nakajima and Kenta beating Black Taurus and Brody Lee, so that's 2 straight victories for Diamond K. And then United Empire versus House of Torture, which will probably put a little bit higher. So we had a quick, clean finish. Basically, what this is a schoolboy roll-up counter out of the Blade Runner, as far as Nakajima, or not Nakajima, Jesus, Zack Sabre Jr. countering it with maybe not even a schoolboy, maybe a straight-up small package. That would probably make the most sense out of that. You could even go with a more unorthodox kind of cradle, like with a bridge on top of it, as far as with Zack kind of floating over it. So you could potentially do that as well. There's a lot of different things that he can potentially do, like as far as Jay White, signaling for the Blade Runners, got him up for it, and then Zack kind of to go behind, up against the ropes to kind of roll through into the bridge. So we could do that as well. There's a lot of different ways of going about that, but just again, just put over that. That is the finish. So this co-main here actually went over the time limit, which is shocking. About to say, we don't have a Steal the Show match. Kind of did not think of that. Have it be this. That's actually, oh no, we're missing one match. Am I an idiot? Yeah, we're definitely. Oh no, we're not. I was thinking, well, we're missing the match now. We don't have the Steel Stream matchup. I'm trying to think what it should be. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. We're gonna cut some time off of this though. We know that for sure. And we could. Yeah, let's do it with this. Why not? Why not? To really make it to where it's out of nowhere. And we're good to go now. For day 2, let's run it. 81 for the opener. Not bad at all. As Tamura with an 80, Will Hobbs with a 78. Roddy with a 67, 65 for Garcia, 61 for Evil, and John Silver. My God. He's taking a nosedive. And Savars with a 56. 75 for the opener. Oh, it's not the technical opener, but the first matchup of the block matches. Kushida Nakamura against Claudio and Ashino. It was kind of close, actually. Just a couple points difference. But yeah, Ashino and Claudio, they were the better team. Ashino with an ankle lock on to Kushida, 19-55. Nakajima and Kenta beating Brody Lee and Black Taurus. Vertical spike from Nakajima onto Black Taurus. Hell of a finish. Picking up that big motherfucker like that. 80 for United Empire and Jay White and Brody King. That's crazy. Brody was really off his game, so he struggled a lot with this. Zack with the win with the roll-up, of course, like we talked about. Obviously the better team there for the tag champs, but they've started off strong. 2 straight victories for them. Looking good. 82 for Riley and Roosh against Shingo and Sombra. It's kind of crazy for a tour show to have that good of a match. But yeah, Shingo, worst guy in the match. Probably could have took the loss there. The Bomb Squad losing here, unfortunately, for them. But one with a split-legged corkscrew senton for Sombra there for Riley. And our main event, 79, damn. As, they had it as a ref stoppage, but as we talked about, count out, victory as far as double count out. And maybe not even double count out, maybe double DQ. That'd probably be more kind of on brand. Whereas Moxley's just like, fuck it, I'm killing this man. Turns into a bit of a death match there. Are the signs of a potential death match on the horizon. But, just whoever was it, Red Shoes, who's a ref for this. Or Daisuke Kamahashi, just, make sure that the match is called off before any further damage is done type of thing. So, yeah, one team, or 1 point rather, for both teams. And they both, with getting 1 point, it is a huge advantage for them, actually. But it also can be a detriment if it comes down to, them being they're either going to be on the outside looking in, or they're going to be ahead fucking somebody over by 1 point. So it's a tough break. Or they can just get another draw because it's so early on in the tournament that you end up evening out. So could potentially see that as well. But yeah, day 2 in the books. On to day 3 we go. Alrighty, night 3, day 3. As far as backstage incident, Satoshi Kojima passing a microphone work to Hayato Tamura, and then Tomohiro Ishii passing a microphone work to Tomoya Tom Ford. As for our main event for day 3, as far as we have Kenta Nakajima, the rematch against United Empire, that definitely feels like a main event. It's Kenta and Zack Sabre Jr. involved in the finish here. So Kenta beats Zack Sabre Jr. and Diamond K with a major victory. No matter what happens, get a future title matchup with United Empire. And even so, let's say United Empire win the whole thing, they rightfully have earned a shot at Wrestle Kingdom as far as to get that title matchup. So potential probably the biggest win that you could have in this tournament, to be honest, as far as beating the tag team champions. So great win for Kenta Nakajima, as Kenta beating, of course, Zack Sabre Jr. Zack's going to complain about that. That's, again, shocking. Come main event, we're going to go with Sombra and Shingo against Jon Moxley and Shota Umino, as Sombra beating Shota Umino, so both champions losing here. Sombra getting the win as well. Nice to see, and yeah, I think that's the right call. As far as, I believe this is the Technical Masterclass matchup, actually. Yeah, Shino and Claudio, again, getting a win here as they beat Jay White and Brody King. As Shino's going to beat Jay White here. Jay already, had a loss previously, so I think Brody King taking that loss would make a little bit more sense. I'm assuming this is a Steel Show matchup. Tyler Black, Shane Strickland against Brody Lee and Black Taurus. As, what a win for Dark Order here, as Brody's going to beat Shane Strickland. So that's their first victory. Good stuff. I thought I needed to change something. Nope, we're good to go. As Ryu Lee and Roosh against the Kingdom of Strong Style, as Ryu Lee getting the win over Kushida. So Kingdom of Strong Style still the only team to have not gotten a victory, and Kushida has been getting his fucking ass whipped. It's the first 3 nights, at least, so far. But yeah, let's swap this, swap that. There we go. Now we're all squared away. Actually, yeah, swap that. Alright, so the opening contest, though, is the Triple Talon Tandem, as far as Io Shirai and Kari Hojo taking on the Donna Del Mundo team of Julia and Natsui Sumire, as far as Natsui losing to Kari Hojo here. As far as for Io Shirai and Kari Hojo, this is kind of their first match, at least on the tour side of the things, and for on the Japan side of things, we've had a couple of matches with them on Strong, which has been a great showing for both of them, obviously. As it's a great way of kind of introducing to a wider audience in a quick way. But yeah, Io and Kari Hojo, of course, incredible talents as well. It's a nice little win for them as far as building up to the 4 Horsewomen matchup that's happening on the final show. Becky's not going to be involved in that matchup, unfortunately, though, as during the drug testing of the month, she got popped. And we're going to suspend her, at least, for the first time, just to kind of see what she can do. So she's going to be out for this month, and we're just basically going to play it by ear. Hopefully we can get her situated sooner rather than later. But yeah, now we're good to go, at least for day 3 here. We are just rolling right along. Yeah, looks like we're going to run the Kyushu, 5,000 here, perfect. Let's run it. 73, good stuff here from Io and Kari Hojo. As far as they get the win, Julia outperformed Kari, but she did not get out. But she got outperformed rather by Io Shirai. Natsui being the worst of the matchup. She loses to the spear from Kari Hojo. That's kind of hilarious. Guess she doesn't have her elbow drop as her finish. As Shotaro Ashino and Claudio Castagnoli beating Brody King and Jay White. Yeah, I mean, Brody, not really his strong suit, this being a technical masterclass matchup, but still did pretty well for himself, actually. But yeah, T-bone suplex from Ashino over Brody King. That's a big motherfucker to be picking up like that. What a win for Suzuki-kun. As House of Black losing to Dark Order. Black Taurus, Brody Lee, getting the win here as Brody Lee pitting Shane Strickland with the Brody Bomb in 9:59. As, yeah, I mean, Brody, worst guy in the match, unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate, especially with the chemistry boost, too. Not great, but Black Taurus outperformed Shane Strickland at least. As Rushin Riley beating Kushida and Nakamura. My god, Nakamura's in the 60s now. As the Rodilla Driver, or the Rodilla Dragon, rather, about the driver. As the Rodilla Dragon getting the win for Riley over Kushida. Yeah, they're just rolling right along as the as far as the Bomb Squad team. And the LIJ team getting a major win here over Jon Moxley and Shota Umino. Slightly better team is Sombra and Shingo here over Jon Moxley and Shota Umino. Split-legged corkscrew senton again here from Sombra as he beats Shota Umino. Then our main event in 84, Kenta and Nakajima beating Walter and Zack Sabre Jr. as Kenta with to go to sleep. And that's a major, major victory for them. And, we'll probably take a look at the standings after day 6, so we've got a couple more days left to go before we take a look at the standings. But so far, that is definitely the biggest win of the tournament so far. And we'll see how day 4 plays out. Alrighty, day 4. And so let's see, backstage incident. So, Satoshi Kojima passes a microphone work to Hayata Tamura. Alrighty, so for the next kind of couple of tour shows, we're going to see Young Lion matches open up the show, just to kind of change it up a little bit. As our main event, though, for this show, my god, it's probably Suzuki-gun and Diamond K. I mean, they have been two of the best teams we've seen so far. And Suzuki-gun keep it rolling with another victory here as Claudio Castagnoli beats Katsuhiko Nakajima. So another victory there for Suzuki-gun. That should be a really good matchup there. We'll probably go United Empire versus Tyler Black and Shane Strickland, which Volter will beat Shane Strickland here. So again, kind of the bigger guy beating up on the smaller guy and Shane Strickland. But, Volter and Zack Sabre Jr., a little bounce back match for them as well. We'll probably go Nakamura and Kushida against Sombra and Shingo, which fun matchup there. Oh, it's a tactical masterclass matchup. Never mind. This will be the first of the 5 tournament matches as Nakamura beats Shingo Takagi, so they win. So now everybody has won a match in the tournament. So that's a nice, shows you that it's pretty well balanced after 4 nights. Everyone's gotten a win. That's good. I'm assuming this is the Steelers show matchup. Rush and no, it's not. Rush and Riley against Jay White and Brody King. And how about that? Rush and Riley get the win as Rush beats Jay White in 23 minutes, like that. As we'll put that there. And then the Steelers show matchup: Brody Lee, Black Taurus against Jon Moxley and Shota Umino, as Brody and Taurus beat Moxley and Umino, as Shooter losing to Black Taurus in a Steelers show matchup. Again, Brody gonna struggle a little bit, unfortunate, but it still should be a pretty good little matchup. As the opening contest, Leona Fujinami against Hideo Oka. Of course, Fujinami will be getting the win over the Young Lion. As, now we just gotta pick a venue, and we're good to go. For day 4, let's say we can run the 4,000, 2,200. Yeah, we'll probably just stick with the 3,000. So let's run it. 54 for the opener is Leona Fujinami beating Hideo Oka. Fujinami armbar. Just a decent low opener there. 76 for Nakamura and Kushida against La Sombra and Shingo Takagi. Nakamura actually did pretty well here, so they definitely do better in the tactical masterclass setting, which makes sense. As far as those guys, very good technically. Nakamura and Kushida getting the win over Shingo and Sombra. How about the triangle choke from Shinsuke, too, over Shingo Takagi? Good stuff. I can't believe they were the better team, to be honest. That was kind of wild. Shout out the Kingdom of Strong Style there, an 80. Wow, from Moxley and Shooter against Black Taurus and Brody Lee. Hell of a matchup, actually. That was a lot better than I expected, as they got the crowd buzzing, too, so that's awesome. But, Black Taurus, the Infernal Suplex over Shota Umino, so they get a title matchup no matter what here with that win. So, Rush and Riley against Jay White and Brody King, an 82. Wow, we just keep on getting better throughout the show, as Riley with an 81. No one really even came close to touching them with this one, as Rush with the Rush driver over Jay White. Yeah, they were, they were nowhere close to him. And he was still off his game. That's crazy. What a performance. 78 for Volter and Zack Sabre Jr. against Shane Strickland and Tyler Black. As, they were the better team here, as the tag champs get the win, as Volter with the rear naked choke over Shane Strickland. Swerve coming up short in that matchup, but still a good match nonetheless. $79 for a main event, damn. As Theodore's in a bag, as that's what you're hearing in the background, just great. As Claudio Castagnoli pinning Getsuka Nakajima with the neutralizer in 23-13. Yeah, they were slightly outperformed. They were the better team in Nakajima and Kenta. It's good stuff. Good stuff for them. And yeah, just it's kind of crazy that the Ryu Lee and Roosh J.Y. Brody King matchup was the best match on the card. But yeah, I mean, that's, again, the Suzuki-gun team has been very, very tough to beat. In Shino and Claudio, they've gotten some big wins just early on along the way. And on to day 5 we go. Alrighty, day 5. As I've got a couple of backstage incidents. Marcotte was brought for a wrestler's court, accused of forgetting to shake another worker's hand when entering the locker room, when the judge Shinsuke Nakamura found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks right after the show. As Naito and Hiroshi Miyoshi, as he's using his psychology, passing on tips to that onto Hiroshi Miyoshi. So our main event for this night, as far as champions versus champions, Moxley and Shooter, United Empire. Volter beats Shota Umino, so a tough break for Task Force Death here, back-to-back losses, and Shooter taking some losses along the way. Not great. That's a tough loss for him. Co-main event, though, my God, another great matchup here with Katsuki Nakajima and Kenta. Never mind, it's a technical masterclass matchup, but they are going to beat Diamond Case. So what a win for the Bomb Squad here. So Ryu Lee's going to beat Kenta. That is wild. Tyler Black, Shane Strickland, Shino and Claudio. As Tyler Black beats Claudio Castagnoli. So there's a big win for House of Black over Suzuki-gun. Massive stuff there. That's probably going to be the co-main now. We got Jay White and Brody King against Nakamura and Kushida. As Brody's going to beat Kushida again. Just kind of the smaller guy taking the loss to the bigger guy here. Brody using that size and strength overpower Kushida. Definitely going to be after that, and that will mean Sombra and Shingo against Brody Lee and Black Taurus is the Steal the Show matchup. Brody and Taurus just are in the Steal the Show pocket, it seems like. But Sombra beating Black Taurus, which that match would actually rule between those two men, as Brody, of course, would be feeling it there, going all out for that much amount of time. In our Young Lion matchup, Yua Uemura against Fumio Nakanawa, and Nakanawa, of course, will be losing. So yeah, I mean, that obviously the Kenta Nakajima Roosh Riley matchup is crazy. Like that, we should honestly, I think we are gonna flip this. So I feel like it is Swerve. Yeah, maybe that's why Swerve just technically not on the same level as everybody else in this matchup, but it still should be a good match if we have it as a technical masterclass matchup. I don't know. I think it's sometimes you got to roll the dice. I think this is going to be a good cause for that. And we'll have that be the co-main. So, I was trying to think where we're going to run here. Yeah, it looks like we're going to run... Actually, did we run? Oh, no, we haven't ran here yet. Ah, damn. I'm about to say we got to get a 5,000 seater. That works. That works for us. Alrighty. Good to go. Let's run day 5. Oof. Not a great start to this one. Uemura, not over enough somehow, even though he's considered recognizable, so that's tough. Bridging double under suplex, though, from Uemura. It's a pretty great finish. 74, though. Even though now this match kind of gets sideswiped because of the opening contest. But Ryu Lee pinning Kenta. And that's a huge victory as far as for Ryu Lee to beat Kenta. It was only a point difference between the two teams. Nakajima and Kenta were the better team by a single point. But again, I think Roosh, if this is not a technical masterclass matchup, he performs better as well. So there's kind of that. It was either going to be Shane Strickland having a worse rating in a technical masterclass matchup, or Roosh was going to have a kind of worst rating, Jesus, because of that. But it's still a good match even with the bad opener, as Brody Lee and Black Taurus losing here to La Sombra and Shingo Takagi, as we have a ligament sprain from Brody Lee. Not great. Of course, if he gets injured, we can have him be replaced if we really want to. We probably could. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Or we could just have them, as far as pull them out of the tournament, which is maybe a good call for them, just to, how they've been performing. Hasn't been the greatest, but yeah, just not a great injury to have at the halfway point. But at the same time, it's like at this rate, I think they've probably already been mathematically eliminated at this rate. So just not a great showing for the old Dark Order, unfortunately for them. So 69, oof. Surprised this match wasn't a little bit better, as Jay White and Brody King beating Shinsuke Nakamura and Kushida. It's the Gonzo Bomb onto Kushida. That is a hell of a finish. Yeah, just a little bit better, or Jay White and Brody there. Was hoping that'd be a lot better, but that's unfortunate. 77 for our co-main event, Tyler Black, Shane Strickland against Shino and Claudio. Hell of a win for Tyler Black, the best guy in the match. Gets the win, the curb stomp as well. An upset, but a believable one. They were relatively close. Yeah, not too bad. It's a good performance for House of Black as well. In our main event, an 82, Moxley and Shooter losing to Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter. It's a rear naked choke again here from Volter. This time choking out Shota Umino. So on to day 6 we go. We'll take a look at the standings after we run the show. And, man, we'll just be we're a little over the halfway point already going into day 6. But we'll just have 3 more shows after that. So just kind of the final 4 shows on the horizon here for the Tag League. Alrighty, day 6 is our backstage incidents. Again, just so many backstage incidents, but it's mainly just stuff like this where it's proteges and mentors. As far as Hiromu Takahashi passing on psychology tips to Ichiharu Machizuki, and then Shinsuke Nakamura passing on psychology tips to Moroka Takato. So for our main event for this night, we got the Shino Claudio Moxley Shooter match, which that's a fun little match. This might be the Tactical Masterclass matchup. We'll take a look here as Diamond K versus Nakamura and Kushida. It is not, and they're going to beat them. As far as Kingdom of Strong style, Nakamura beating Katsuhiko Nakajima here. Let's put them on a little bit longer as far as 28-minute matchup, just in case that's the main co-main. Let's go with Shino and Claudio versus Task Force Death as Moxley beating Shitora Shino here. So what a win. From Task Force Death. Funny enough, I believe this is actually their first win of the tournament because their only point was the draw with Tyler Black and Shane Strickland, which is kind of crazy. Also, talking about Brody Lee here. So Brody is out. He's out for a couple of days. So instead of having them forfeit because he's out for a little bit, we're just going to replace him with Evil. So that's why we're going to do this. As they're still going to lose here as far as Evil and Black Taurus, losing to Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter. Win for them. And did that. Okay, yeah, I was supposed to say that. Get at it. I'm assuming this is the Technical Masterclass matchup. Ryu Lee and Roosh? No, it's not. As far as they are beating House of Black here. It's Roosh beating Tyler Black in 23 minutes. Tyler Black a little unhappy about that. So this will be the Technical Masterclass then. Alright, it's not. We need a Technical Masterclass matchup here. By the looks of it, as Jay White and Brody King losing to La Sombra and Shingo Takagi, as Sombra beating Jay White. That is a huge win. Actually, let's have Brody King lose. Sombra getting the win there for Brody King. Big time. Big time win there. Oh, yeah, let's swap that out. Yeah, I think we're good. Actually, swap that. There we go. Technical Masterclass match. I mean, we could probably have it be. This is probably the best case scenario, actually, for one. Because again, Tyler Black is solid with it. Just really Strickland and Roosh wouldn't be so great. Let's take a look at the opening contest, though. As we got Tamura of Dragon's Den with Kyle O'Reilly against Baka Okamoto and Kimito Kisai. Obviously, Young Lion matchup with O'Reilly getting the win. So we don't want that to be the Tactical Masterclass matchup either. Yeah, I think that's gonna have to be it. Unfortunate for some of the guys involved in that matchup now. Almost an eye candy match. That would have been hilarious, but still should be a decent little matchup, all things considered, for the standings here. So we know United Empire, they're gonna get the win over Dark Order, so they'll jump up to 10. Shino and Claudio losing will keep them at 8, but even so, even though this is going to shake up the bracket with that, because with them losing, this has now opened up the door for somebody else to come in. But Kenta Nakajima losing, they stay at 6. Sombra and Shingo, they jump up to 8. And Rush and Riley, they also jump up to 8. So that's actually a huge couple of wins there along the way. And Nishino and Claudio, they've only lost to Tyler Black and Shane Strickland, of course, now. Moxley and Shooter. So they still have the tiebreaker wins, but they still haven't faced Sombra and Shingo yet. But they have beaten Rush and Ryu Lee, so the tiebreaker match is going to help them out there. So it's probably going to come down to Sombra and Shingo, to be honest. But obviously, Diamond Gay, they still got a little bit more time left. Obviously, there's 3 more matches for each team here. The next time we'll take a look at the standings will probably be day 8. But as far as, we'll just go ahead and make sure we are all squared away as far as they run the Hiroshima Green Arena. Here we go. Let's run it. 69 for the opener. It's Kyle O'Reilly with the ankle lock over Baka Okamoto. Tamura and O'Reilly doing the thing. Baka Okamoto, though, even he was really off his game. A 41 is not bad at all for a young lion. That is pretty crazy. But yeah, 2 teams with excellent chemistry having a decent little opener there. It's 81. Rush, Ryu Lee, and Strickland and Tyler Black. Very, very close. But yeah, I mean, basically dead even. Could have went either way. I mean, that could have went either way. Rush, though, getting the win over Tyler Black. So that's a huge victory, though, for him to beat somebody like Tyler Black. And just a great performance from the Bomb Squad. Falter, Zack Sabre Jr. As far as they beat Evil and Black Taurus. So they have a better performance now because having Evil involved in the matchup. But Zack Sabre Jr. with the submission over Black Taurus in 11:34. That was 78 and 80. For Jay White and Brody King against La Sombra and Shingo Takagi. As Sombra with the split-legged corkscrew senton. Sombra just best guy in the match by far, having a tremendous December with his performances. He's been great. Then Moxley and Shota Umino beating Shotaro Ashino and Claudio Castagnoli. I mean, listen, it was pretty close. Believable upset for sure. It was Moxley with the Death Rider over Shotaro Ashino. Great win for the New Japan Strong Openweight Champs in our main event. Bit of a swing and a miss. As Kenta, best guy in the match by far. Nakamura being really off his game hurt the match. Really bad, but yeah, Nakamura with the submission win, though, with a cross arm lock over Katsuhiko Nakajima. At least he outperformed him there. And yeah, just, Kenta was great. Everybody else not really on that level. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good show. We probably could have had that be the main, kind of looking back. But yeah, not a bad show at all there for day 6. On to day 7 we go. Just the final 3 shows. Alrighty, day 7. As we're at the final stretch here of the tag league as Shonen Shozaki, Sparrow vs. Court, he's moaning about stuff all the time, but I'm going to us out being just a Debbie Downer, as the judge, Shinsuke Nakamura, found him guilty and says to him to shut up or cheer for my drinks after the show. Then Kojima passing on microphone work to Heiharu Tamura, and Masahiro Chono passing on psychology tips to Kuma Maya. As our main event, damn, there's some good ones here. Fortunately, Brody's back, but again, we replaced him with Evil, so we'll have to replace that match, or just edit that match, rather, more so than anything. Man, I mean, probably this, Sombra and Shingo against United Empire, as they will win United Empire here, as Walter beating Shingo Takagi. Man, they've been on a tear in this tag league, looking to win this one with the way they have been performing. Then, yeah, I mean, probably Moxley and Shota Umino against Ryu Lee and Rush. What a win here. They beat Rush and Ryu Lee, so Moxley and Shooter, they're coming on strong here towards the end. They beat, Ashino and Claudio last day. This day, they beat Rush and Ryu Lee. That's a big 4-point swing just like that. That is massive. Probably, this might be the Technical Masterclass match. We'll see. Nope, it's not. As Tyler Black and Shane Strickland beating Kingdom of Strong Style, as Tyler Black beats Kushida there in 23 minutes. No surprise really there. So we'll add this. Of course, it's Evil and Black Taurus losing here to Ashino and Claudio to steal the show matchup. As yeah, we're gonna have Claudio beat Brody. Of course, they have their history. That awesome cage match from Chikara. But With, now it will just have it be Evil losing to Claudio Castagnoli. Is this the Technical Masterclass matchup? Again, another show where we don't have a Technical Masterclass added, but Jay White and Brody King, they're going to beat Diamond K. That's a huge victory here. Jay White's going to beat Kenta. That is awesome. Kenta not happy about that one. I think we're going to just swap this out and have this be it. Because again, Strickland's going to struggle a little bit better, but everyone else in that matchup should be able to perform pretty highly. And then Jason Lee versus Corey Ostlund. So our Young Lion matchup, the American side of the Young Lions here, as far as the strong side, if you will, as far as Jason Lee beating Corey Ostlund. So another night down. We will probably, I'm trying to think where we should run. I think Kansai is probably our best bet. So obviously we know that the Tokyo Dome, well, it won't be the Tokyo Dome as far as, but the Kanto show that's happening in the Nippon National Stadium, or Nippon National Stadium, just the Japan National Stadium, is on the horizon, so we want to make sure that we kind of keep that open. Gosh, is there not? Oh, about to say, yeah, there's got to be a 5,000 in the Baycom Gymnasium. Alrighty, so day 7, here we go. 62 here for Jason Lee and Corey Ostlund's a Sunset Flip Powerbomb from Jason Lee over Ostlund. Not a bad little Young Lion match, actually. It's a 60, or it's 80, rather, as already looking at the ratings here from the performance. But what a performance from Tyler Black here. 84. Gets the win, too, over Kushida. They were the better team. Then they get the deserved victory. That was a good little match. Good little match there. 77 for Evil and Black Taurus against Claudio Castagnoli and Shotaro Ashino. Wow, Evil outperforming Claudio. How about that? It's Claudio with the neutralizer over Evil in 11-12. Tough break for Dark Order, but good performance and a good win for Suzuki-kun as Kenta and Katsuhiko Nakajima losing, unfortunately for them, to Brody King and Jay White as Jay White the Blade Runner over Kenta in 23-13. Big win for House of Torture. Big win there. Wow, an 86 for Moxley and Shota Umino against Ryu Lee and Roosh. Hell of a match here, actually. A double arm DDT from Moxley over Roosh. Good stuff. Obviously, an upset, but listen, that New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team, they're a good little team. Father and son of Moxley and Shooter. But this is it's a good little match, and I think stylistically it makes sense. Roosh and John Moxley, they'd have a hell of a match as well. That'd be a lot of fun. And 86 for the main event as well, as Shingo and La Sombra coming up short against Volter and Zack Sabre Jr. Sombra was the best guy in the match. Tough break for him to lose here, but great performance from the tag champs as they get the win in 26-23. Hell of a show, actually. One of the better shows we've had of the tag league. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think it was a tour show and it did that well. But now we just have our final 2 shows, days 8 and 9. The home stretch, we'll see, potentially, as far as it seems like, United Empire, they pretty much sealed their fate unless they lose here the next 2 shows. But even so, I would say they still are going to have a really good chance of making it to the finals. They might not have the most points going into it if they lose these next 2 matches, but they still should be the team to beat for sure, obviously. And yeah, we're going to go on to day 8 now. Alrighty, day 8, and so we're coming up on the tail end here. The final 2 shows, as far as I just completely clicked through all that. I'm so used to that we just booked the Strong taping, and I was still on autopilot from that, as something with the referee as far as a wrestler's court deal. But as far as our main event here, this is a big night for really this here. The 2 top teams of the tournament right now, Shotaro Ashino and Claudio Castagnoli in United Empire of Zack Sabre Jr. Volter, and they're going to beat them. This is really going to shake up the bracket going into, I don't know why I keep on saying bracket, it's a block, but for Claudio and Ashino to get this win, they now tie Volter and Zack with 12. So that's going to be very, very interesting to go into the final show with that. Now, the co-main will probably be this and Kenta and Katsuhiko Nakajima against La Sombra and Shingo Takagi, which Sombra will get the win for the LIJ team, beating Katsuhiko Nakajima. So basically, with this, you have, depending on what happens with Riley and Roosh, you have a team jumping up to 10 with Sombra and Shingo. Team jumping up to 12 with the Shino and Claudio. There's a chance if United Empire lose again, and Shotaro, Shino, and Claudio Castagnoli somehow lose, which, funny enough, their final match is against La Sombra and Shingo. So with that match, that's really going to be interesting because we might see if Sombra and Shingo beat them, and United Empire also lose their final matchup, as far as against Rush and Ryu Lee, which definitely can happen. That's a very, very tough team. God, we might have fucking... Hell, we might even have 4 teams tied with 12 points if, Rush and Ryu Lee, they win tonight. As far as we haven't even seen what they're going to do. So this final show is going to be pretty crazy. Yeah, they're taking on Evil and Black Taurus, which Rush and Ryu Lee will get the win. So yeah, they got a really, really good chance of tying them. And hey, for the first time, a non-steal the show matchup for those guys as well. Which I'm sure they will very much appreciate that. We'll just go ahead and add it now since we've already seen it. Nakamura and Kushida against Jon Moxley and Shota Umino. This is the Steal the Show, or the Steal the Show. This is the Technical Masterclass matchup as Moxley and Shooter. They will lose this one, unfortunately for them. They were on a pretty good run, but Nakamura and Kushida getting the win there in 24 minutes. Moxley's a little unhappy about it. So this must be the Steal the Show matchup then. Yes, it is. It's Brody King beating Shane Strickland in 12 minutes. Nice little win for House of Torture. House of Torture versus House of Black. Battle of the Houses. As, yeah, I mean, that's going to be a good little matchup, but that's just crazy how this kind of final show's shaping up to be, with potentially 4 teams finishing with 12 points. And then the Young Lion matchup is J.S. Hayes, Jonathan Peck against Top Flight. Ed Dante Martin will be getting the win. Actually, let's give it to Darius. He could use a win. But man, that final show, when you look at kind of how United Empire, having that tiebreaker win is huge, but now losing to Ashino and Claudio, my God, they might not even make it to the finals if something kind of goes astray like that. If Ryu Lee and Rush win and they finish with 12-2, my God, like, this is going to be a shit show and a half. Because, like, I think it's going to be safe to say, though, that Ashino and Claudio have a really, really good chance of making the finals, with them losing to teams that are not going to be on that kind of chance of winning it all, depending on what happens with, obviously, with the Sombra Shingo match. But this is going to be crazy. A crazy show. And, yeah, I mean, I think we're all squared away here, obviously. Actually, we didn't pick a venue. That would have been a big whoops on our part. But yeah, we ran this show for day 2. The Oishikawa Sports Center. Again, why not? Let's run it. The 62 for Top Flight against Jonathan Peck and J.S. Hayes. It's a good little performance, actually, from Jonathan Peck. But yeah, Dante and Darius. Darius is kind of getting better. He's almost on the same level as Dante. So they're coming along actually quite nicely. Yeah, Darius getting the win there. It's at 82. For Nakamura and Kushida against Moxley and Shooter, as they were the better team. The Moxley Shooter team, the tag champs there. But Nakamura dealing with the triangle choke again over Jon Moxley that time. But yeah, that's a fun finish. 80 for Jay White and Brody King against Strickland and Tyler Black. Hell of a performance from Tyler Black. But Gonzo bomb from Brody King just planting Shane Strickland head first into the mat. Tough break there. It's 82 for Rush in Riley against Evil and Black Taurus, as Rush getting the Rush driver over Black Taurus. Again, Black Taurus and Rush would rule. Also, Riley and Black Taurus would rule, but Evil, worst guy in the match here. Probably could have had him lose, to be honest, but that's alright. 84, wow, for La Sombra and Shingo against Kenta and Katsuhiko Nakajima. So Shingo off his game really affects this one, because, I mean, they severely outperformed him. He was the weak link by far. Sombra with a great performance with an 84. And he gets the win with the Brilliante driver over Kazuchika Nakajima. But this is going to be a crazy final show for the Shadow Dragon. As an 85 for our main event as well. Claudio and Ashino beating Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter. If Claudio wasn't really off his game, this would have been very, very close. But they had about a 10-point advantage over him. That either way, though, Claudio with the stretch muffler over Volter. What a win. And what a performance from Suzuki-gun. An hell of a show, actually, there. Had all the tag league matches were 80 and above. Very, very pleased with that. And now, our final tour show to see which teams will make it out to the finals. This is a big-time show. Very, very big-time show. This is probably one of the more exciting finals we've had in a long, long time, how this has worked out. With potentially 4 teams in a viable chance of making it to the finals. Like, this is gonna be nuts. Again, just, as far as 2 teams with 10, 2 teams with 12, and then, as far as having United Empire take on Ryu Lee and Rush, and having Shino and Claudio take on La Sombra and Shingo. Like, it just worked out perfectly, as far as from that perspective. So either way, if it's a clean sweep from the 10 teams, boy, we're going to have 4 teams finish with 12. If it's a clean sweep for the 12 teams, we already know what will be the finals then, in the Shino and Claudio and United Empire. If it's a little bit of a mixed bag, boy, is that going to be interesting as far as to see how that all plays out. And yeah, we're about to find out next. Alrighty. Let's get right into it. As also, we have the build-up to the Intercontinental title matchup that's happening at Wrestle Kingdom, actually, as Pac and Sonata is set. Pac beat Okada at the, of course, Royal Quest show way back when, as far as just a couple of months back. For him to beat Okada and then for Okada to beat Sonata, the office just felt like that was the best case scenario as far as to have the Intercontinental title matchup between those two. So that's going to be a very, very, very good matchup. But yeah, backstage incidents for this show, as far as Bushi passing on psychology tips to Hideo Oka, Shono passing on psychology tips to Kuma Maya, Nakamura passing on microphone work to Norio Takagawa, Nakamura passing on psychology tips to Moroka Takato. There we go. We're all squared away there for the backstage incident. So, yeah, I mean, obviously our main event, we'll see as far as the tag champs, are they making it to the finals? Potentially, no. Losing to Rush in Ryu Lee, that is fucking crazy. First time meeting, Ryu Lee beating Zack Sabre Jr. So, we know that they will have 12, and we know, unfortunately for them, depending on how this plays out, definitely probably won't make it to the finals, because them having a loss over both Ashino and Claudio and for La Sombra and Shingo, that right there alone, it's like, yep, they're probably not going to make it. But it's going to be interesting, because Sombra and Shingo, man, sure, they beat Rush and Ryu Lee, but then you also have, as far as Ashino and Claudio, if they beat them, but then, tiebreaker loss to United Empire. We might just end up having a fucking tiebreaker match to really determine how this is all going to play out by the looks of it, potentially. It all comes down to what will be the co-main, as far as Sombra, Shingo, Ashino, Claudio. Oh, it's kicking off the show, the technical masterclass matchup, boy. So everyone's going to have like an hour and a half, 2 hours to think about how this is all going to play out with this win. As obviously we now know, 4 teams tied with 12 points each. So, with all these tiebreakers, what is going to happen? So, basically, there's going to be a tiebreaker rematch between Ashino and Claudio and United Empire, because obviously, because of what has happened with the tiebreaker, it's, you need something as far as, but actually, probably not that. I'm not sure exactly the best way to go about this, now I'm thinking about it, because it probably shouldn't be these 2 teams and then these 2 teams. It probably should be a bit of a mixed match. As far as for Sombra and Shingo, with them winning, they'll probably have to face United Empire. And then Rush and Ryu Lee, they already beat them, so there's that as well. Damn, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough to figure out, as far as with Sombra getting the win there for that team. And then we'll have, as far as the rest of the tournament, Jon Moxley, Shota Umino against Brody King, Jay White. Nice win for Moxley here, beating Brody King. And here we go. Brody Lee and Black Taurus against Shinsuke Nakamura and Kushida. Black Taurus beating Kushida. How about that? As far as, yeah, we got to change, of course, Evil to this matchup. There we go. So what a win now. What a win. For Black Taurus. And then Tyler Black and Shane Strickland against Kenta and Nakajima. That's Tyler Black beating Katsuhiko Nakajima. So what a win for House of Black. Poor Diamond K, though. They had a strong start, but they fell off very, very quickly. And goddamn, though, this is going to be insane to think about how this is all going to play out with now so many things to really go through and look at. So again, with them having 12 already, I feel like they should have maybe a bit of an advantage because they had the most points, at least for the longest time. Maybe that, as far as from that perspective. It's gonna be wild. Going to be wild. As yeah, we're good to go there. So it's hard to believe we're gonna go into the final show exactly not sure what will be our finals, because now we gotta have 2 tiebreaker matches to determine who's going to the finals. So this is gonna be a hell of a finals. Yeah, we'll just about to say, actually, we'll probably run Kagoshima Arena. Here we go, day 9. Let's run it. 78 for Pentagon Jr. and Pac against Taichi and Sonata. Shooting star press from Pac over Taichi there in 9:55. Got the show up to strong starts. That's great. 77 for the split-legged corkscrew senton win for Sombra and Shingo against Claudio Castagnoli and Shotaro Ashino. What a victory. What a victory there. So, yeah, 25-35. Hell of a win. Hell of a win. And then Evil and Black Taurus against Shinsuke Nakamura and Kushida, as Black Taurus pinning Kushida with the Infernal Suplex. As, again, they get the win in 10-24. Some amazing stuff. Hell, you know what? I think it would be even, trying to think of what, because I remember, I think we did this for the UJPW series. We didn't do this for this series. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure we didn't do this. Yeah. So I think what we should do, yeah, we did the triple, oh no, we didn't do the triple threat. I'm an idiot. That was the, All Japan Tag League, the UJPW Tag League. I think that'd be a fun way to go about it. Since there's so many tiebreakers going on, and they're all joint winners, why not have it be just a 4-way? With the winner first fall to a finish, winner wins the Tag League. Why not? I feel like that's kind of the best case scenario for that one. Is Tyler Black and Shane Strickland beating Katsuhiko Nakajima and Kenta, though they, Tyler Black was tremendous, but they got outperformed thanks to the good pairing of Nakajima and Kenta. 82 for Moxley and Shooter against Brody King and Jay White, as Jon Moxley pinning Brody King with the double arm DDT in 20 minutes, and 85 for our main event. So yeah, a 4-way tie. Unreal. Unreal, as far as Ryu Lee pinning Zack Sabre Jr. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And I think that's the best way to go about it, because there's just so many weird combinations of how we can do that match. As far as you could do the 2 qualifying kind of matches as far as the tiebreaker matches, but it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense because obviously, some teams have beaten other teams, the other teams haven't, they've beaten them, and I think that's just the best way to go about it, is to have the 4-way. Oh my. Universal Champion JF. What a time. 2026, who knew that? As far as there's some of our contracts there. We got another Joshi coming in, Soroi. But yeah, as far as we'll deal with that later. As far as the, again, just to go over the bracket one more time, the 7th annual Tag League we've booked ends in a 4-way tie. Just crazy to think that they lost to both Sombra and Shingo and to Claudio and Ashino, but they beat United Empire. They beat the tag champs. And for the tag champs, they lost to Ashino and Claudio, and they lost to Rush and Ryu Lee. So maybe you could look at it like this perspective, right? If Sombra and Ashino won, over the majority of the teams compared to like United Empire, who lost to 2 of them. Guess you could say maybe potentially the tiebreaker should go to another team. I can definitely see that. With Ashino and Claudio, they beat, they beat Russian Riley, but they also beat United Empire, so they only lost to Sombra and Shingo. So I guess when you look at it from that perspective, now that we see the full on results, guess that would make the most sense actually to have Sombra and Shingo against Claudio and Ashino. Yeah, as far as Sombra, Ashino, and Claudio Castagnoli. Since Rush and Riley, they both lost. And then we can have Rush and Riley for the belts. There we go. We got it. So our finals is set. We had to take a break and really break this down, but that is probably the best way of going about it. As, just because they lost to both Sombra and Shingo, it just makes sense for them to have the tiebreaker match. And then for Rush and Riley, they're going to get the title match with United Empire. There we go. We're all set. So yeah, on to the finals we go. Alrighty, we are set for the tag league. So we didn't go through the whole card. Figured this is kind of the best way to go about it, to keep these like a mystery as far as who's going to win, who's going to lose. But for our main event, of course, the tag league finals, Sombra Shingo against Claudio Castagnoli and Shotaro Ashino. We also have Rush and Riley versus United Empire, of course, for the IWGP Tag Team titles. We talked about having the women's title matchup and the U.S. title matchup as far as Starlight Kid taking on Utami Hayashishita and Roderick Strong taking on Will Hobbs. Also, New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team title matchups, Brody Lee and Black Taurus. They beat Moxley and Shooter during the tag league. Felt like that was kind of the best case scenario for them to have the first crack at Moxley and Shooter here. As we'll see how that plays out. Then Diamond K Bomb Squad building up to, of course, our main event of Wrestle Kingdom. Hiromu Takahashi versus Konosuke Takeshita. And then also Ashley Flair and Toni Storm taking on Io and Kairi Hojo as far as Io Shirai and Kairi Hojo. And Ashley Flair and Toni Storm. Fun little matchup there as far as a women's tag match. And our opening contest to build up to Ray Phoenix and Chaz Gable as far as Gable Guarini. Of course, Dominic Guarini and Chaz Gable. Porter Suzuki-kun taking on the Lucha Brothers of course, Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix to kick off the show. Should be a banger. I'm really excited, actually, about this card. I don't think we're going to run Kanto, actually. I think we are going to run either Sapporo, potentially. Well, we just ran Sapporo, so probably not. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to think here. Is there a big enough stadium? Yeah, 25,000 seater. It's a little on the small side for us. Yeah, we might. We just might. Don't think there's a big enough stadium here either, actually. Yeah, there's the Q&A stadium in Miyagi is actually pretty solid. About 50,000. Yeah, it works for us. That'll work. Cause yeah, I mean, the last time we kind of ran a big time show here, gosh, I couldn't even tell you, cause don't think it was Power Struggle. Yeah, that was in Chubu, so yeah, hasn't been, and obviously not Royal Quest, not Autumn Attack either, and obviously, as far as that's in Australia, not Wrestle Dynasty either, of course that's in the US. Yeah, so, good call. Good call here, so yeah, let's run the show. 82 for the opener. Lucha Brothers beating the Gable Guarini team. It's Pentagon Jr. pinning Dominic Guarini after the package pile driver foot stomp combination there. As far as, yeah, Guarini, worst guy in the match. Makes sense for him to lose here. And, of course, we don't want to have Gable or Ray Phoenix be involved in the finish going into their title matchup. And Toni Storm and Ashley Flair losing to Kairi Hojo and Io Shirai as far as the triple Talon tandem. Getting the win here is Io Shirai pinning Ashley Flair with the Moonsault Press in 12:43. I got the crowd buzzing, too, so it did its job there. The 84 for Diamond K and the Bomb Squad. Thank God nobody got hurt here. I don't know what it is with Konosuke Takeshita. Of course, he got hurt that we saw in our previous episode during the Strong taping. I think it was the first one we did of December. He got hurt again. He, bruised his pectoral muscle. So we've been very, very lucky with him getting only banged up and not seriously injured. But what a performance from Diamond K. Two 89s, an 88, and an 83. Incredible stuff. The Bomb Squad really didn't stand a chance. Just a great rating from Diamond K. 88 for the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team title matchup. I cannot believe this got an 88, to be honest. But Moxley, tremendous stuff from him as he pins, well, not him actually, it's Shota Umino pinning Brody Lee with the Death Rider. How about that? Shout out his pops on that one. But what a win for Shota Umino, beating somebody like Brody Lee, a guy who's won the New Japan Cup, who's had some major success in New Japan as far as being a U.S. champion, and as far as that just feels like that's a big time moment for him. It's Will Hobbs beating Roderick Strong. Crazy that this was only an 82, but 279s are both guys. Will Hobbs making his second defense of his U.S. title. And then Utami Hayashishita beating Starlight Kid. Damn. Tough break as far as them not having any chemistry or anything like that. It's her third defense. Utami Hayashishita's been having a pretty busy month. She defended her belt first. I want to say it was CMLL. As far as that might have been before Ashley Flair when she won the belt, but obviously yes, or after rather, Jesus. But she defended the belt in Ring of Honor recently at Final Battle, so she's been kind of all over the place, as most of the women's champions are. They just get flown all over the world. On 99 now for our tag team title co-main event, and what a matchup this is. United Empire beating Ryu Lee and Rush. What a performance here. It's their first, or rather not their first, their third defense of the tag team titles. Tough break for Walter and Zack Sabre Jr. as far as to not win the entire tag league, but still being the champions. And now we'll see who they'll be facing at Wrestle Kingdom, which will be Suzuki-Gun, as back-to-back tag league wins for Claudio Castagnoli and Shotaro Ashino, as Ashino with the T-Bone over Shingo Takagi, so they get the win over Sombra and Shingo here. A little win back for them, and immediately, at the press conference celebrating their back-to-back victories and how hard they've worked and how this is, just the beginning for Suzuki-Gun, for them as far as they are, looking to become the tag team champions at Wrestle Kingdom. Also seeing Chaz Gable win the junior heavyweight title, and they're hoping for a big year, but they get attacked by United Empire during the press conference, and Zack is just, as far as, and only Zack can do, as far as taking a piss out of Ashino and Claudio, saying how it was just a technicality, they couldn't even be in the finals, or they would have won this. They're the tag team champions, so the reason they're the real best tag team in the world, and they're going to prove it. They're not only the best tag team in the world, the best technical team in the world. Suzuki-Gun are just a knockoff, as far as a second-tier brand to what United Empire is all about. Chaz Gable made a huge mistake now joining them, and it's getting personal between those two, as far as with United Empire and Suzuki-Gun ahead of their title matchup. Now at Wrestle Kingdom, as for Will Hobbs, celebrating his win and saying as far as, with Wrestle Kingdom on the horizon, he wants a challenge, a fitting challenger, a man that can kind of match his sheer size and power after what he just did, with Roderick Strong. He wants a tougher, more physical opponent, and in comes Miro, and they do the Predator handshake to signal that the match is on, when you just can obviously see that this is a match made in heaven for those two as far as physically. A couple of beefy boys going in there and battling out for the U.S. title with Hobbs and Miro. Should be a fun match there at Wrestle Kingdom. As then we have Utami Hayashishita with her post-show press conference after winning her matchup with Starlight Kid and talking about how she's performing all over the world. Thought that having to travel from America back to Japan this week, didn't know how she would prepare as far as being at 100%, maybe jet lag in the way, but she was able to pull it out, and praise Starlight Kid for just having a hell of a matchup, which obviously they didn't actually have a hell of a matchup, but it is what it is. But she gets attacked during her press conference. It's a miss from Kana, as she doesn't see her, as Kana's kind of hiding, kind of shielding herself with like a camera, thinking that she's a part of the press. Just a fun angle. And then with Kairi Oja and Io, and kind of putting the boots to her, and they announced that as far as Io Shirai is taking on Utami Hayashishita at Wrestle Kingdom. So that is the Wrestle Kingdom women's title matchup. As far as Utami Hayashishita, Io Shirai makes sense. Io Shirai, one of the best in the world. Kairi Hojo, one of the best in the world. Io, of course, just beat Ashley Flair in that tag match, too, so she's got a lot of momentum. It's going to be a hell of a matchup, but before we end it out, Tyler Black, as Okada's supposed to be off screen for this, invades the press area as they're trying to wrap it up and says, hold on just a goddamn minute. And as far as he says, it's pretty apparent that Wrestle Kingdom needs somebody at the caliber of Tyler Black. As far as the star quality, the man that has been a force in this business and a man who has done it all. And he has one thing he has not done so far in New Japan yet on his list, the bucket list for him. That's the Never Open Weight title. And a man that he beat previously at, I believe it was at the G1. It might have been King of Pro Wrestling. Either way, he's had a victory over Okada in the past couple of months. He wants the title match. He wants the Never Open Weight title match. It even says that there's not a better, more fitting way to kick off Wrestle Kingdom than with this title matchup. He wants them to open up the show, to steal the show, to make sure that nobody can follow them as far as having a performance of a lifetime between those two, with Tyler Black respecting what Okada's done, but knowing that he can be a bigger and better star and values himself as a bigger and better star than Kazuchika Okada. And the match will indeed take place at Wrestle Kingdom. So we now have pretty much got the full card laid out. We know what it is as far as the tag league, though, at 96, as we will copy over the Wrestle Kingdom card so you guys can take a look. As far as, there we go. We'll go ahead and make a speech, though, as far as with Claudio Ishino. They were tremendous. And, of course, our tag team title matchup was tremendous. Trying to think, we just put over... Now we haven't put over a full turn of Hot Minute, so we'll go ahead and do that. Just great stuff, though. Great stuff from that show. It's actually a really good tag league final, so that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun there. As, for the, of course, the Wrestle Kingdom card. Actually, we didn't have Ishino and Claudio here yet, so we'll go ahead and do that before we copy it over, so it just gives us perfect time. Perfect. Alright, so, we just gotta wait for the, loading screen here. But yeah, we know about the main event already. Heavyweight title matchup, Hiromu Takahashi, Konosuke Takeshita. Tag team title matchup as our co-main event is scheduled, at least for now. Might not be the co-main, but I think it should be the co-main. We'll go ahead now that there's the old Wrestle Grand Slam tour. Get that out of the way. In for Wrestle Kingdom. So yeah, you see there, main event. Hiromu, Konosuke Takeshita. Heavyweight title matchup. Co-main event, Ishino, Claudio Castagnoli against United Empire of Zack Sabre Jr., Volter. Should be a hell of a tag team matchup there. Pac versus Sonata, a hell of a matchup there as well. All-cap match, if you will. But for Pac, he's never been the Intercontinental Champion. For Sonata, of course, he's had a hell of a year. Maybe it's gotten to him, though, as far as the, with a bit of the he should probably maybe keep his eye more on the wrestling part of what he's doing instead of, venturing out and doing all these other things as far as the fashion shows and commercials and whatnot. Maybe he should focus more on the in-ring competition. Maybe that will cost him against somebody like Pac. Junior Void title matchup here, though, as Chaz Gable, Ray Phoenix going to be right smack dab here in the middle in a big-time matchup. United States title matchup, Miro and Will Hobbs. With how Hobbs just performed, this might get switched with the women's title matchup, because I think Io Shirai and Utami Hayashishita are going to have a hell of a match in their women's contest. In the Art of War matchup, last man standing, basically, but, we put a little fancy name on it. Juice Robinson versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Can Juice beat the Ace here in a big-time blood feud, if you will, with these two? It's going to be a fun match to see how that plays out in our Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title matchup. Airbender and Francesco Akira against the Velocities. Of course, Drew London and Paris A. Silva. Now that they're back to 100%, I'm very, very blessed that they were not injured to the point where they had to kind of either forfeit the belt or change up the match. So that's a relief. And, of course, we just saw, being announced, Never Open Weight title matchup, Tyler Black versus Kazuchika Okada. This will, in fact, kick off the show, because we're going to have the Rumble be on the pre-show. So, back to the Rumble being on the pre-show. This time we will remember it. Sometimes we accidentally forget, but this time we will for sure remember it's going to be on the pre-show. Of course, winner of that gets the New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup usually. So we'll see how that plays out. As far as Tamura, not involved on Wrestle Kingdom, which is probably a big blow for him. A man that, shit, last year was in the main event. And now this year, not even on the card. Tough break for him. But as far as he'll probably be pretty busy, he'll have his New Japan Strong matchup. Maybe not though. Maybe he won't have one because as far as going in as the champion, maybe we'll have him be on commentary for the Rumble type of thing. It's just gonna be a fun idea. But yeah, Wrestle Kingdom set. That's the card, and we'll catch you guys there for the next episode. Take care, everyone.